What the fuck, man? My fucking rug's gone.
Fucking rug's gone, dude.
My fucking rug's gone.
Your fucking rug's gone.
My fucking rug's gone.
Really tied the room together.
Fucking A, man.
Fuck it. Let's go bowling.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 16 of Dudes Watch a Movie podcast. This week, we are finishing out February with the classic Big Lebowski. I am your host, the notorious G.I.N.G. With me, as always, is
That's Brock.
And this might be the most popular movie we've done so far. I can't think of anything else that has a larger following than the Big Lebowski. To celebrate, Sprocket here is making us some White Russians. You guys may have already had... Oh, is it melted ice cube?
Yeah, ice water.
In case anyone out there has not yet seen this movie, I'll go through a quick plot synopsis while he gets these Caucasians made for us. When the dude, Lebowski, is mistaken for a millionaire Lebowski, two thugs urinate on his rug to coerce him into paying a debt he knows nothing about, while attempting to gain... I don't know what that fucking word is. Recompense? Recompense?
Oh, I meant to say recompense.
That's what I'm thinking.
Compensate?
While attempting to recompensate for the ruined rug from his wealthy counterpart, he accepts a one-time job with a high payoff. He enlists the help of his bowling buddy Walter, a gun-toting Jewish convert with anger issues. Deception leads to more trouble, and it soon seems that everyone from porn empire tycoons to nihilists wants something to do with the dude. I think we need to start picking people who write plot synopsises that understand grammar.
That might be a good idea.
They always stop their sentences at weird points for some reason.
Thanks, Jay Lake.
Thanks, Jay Lake on IMDb. Is this good? Am I stirring it? Am I stirring it good?
Stirring it good.
My finger in there far enough?
Yep.
Get in there all the way?
Had a couple of minutes to
So I know you are a big old fan of White Russians, or as the dude refers to them, Caucasians. I'm not the biggest fan, so I'm not sure how this is going to go, but in respect to the dude, I will be drinking one of these.
Just like your opinion, man.
That's just like my opinion, man. And you could even say that I am now officially out of my element. The weirdest thing off the bat to this movie is the narration by Sam Elliott, who has a fantastic voice and an even better mustache. Not gonna fault him on that, but it's kind of weird that we have a narration only in the beginning, and that's about it. He kind of does it at the end, but he's on screen.
It's kind of like it's like full circle. You start with it and you end with it. Therefore, it's like a closing.
It's just weird that the narrator also interacts with the main characters.
He seems like the figure of God in a way.
Yeah.
He's this all-knowing storyteller.
And I did get the sense from the porn tycoon Treehorn, that that he was supposed to represent the devil in a way, like the white with the red suit and how weird he was, and sent him on that trip. But I thought it was weird, but I mean, I didn't mind it at all.
Before we get too deep, just a quick question: does this movie have as many I don't know if it was theories for The Shining, but things like that about it? I mean,
not that I know of. The biggest one is that Donnie isn't real.
Yeah,
that's the biggest one. I mean, we can disprove that immediately because the dude does in fact talk to Donnie several occasions. The only one I can remember is when his phone keeps ringing after they fuck it up, and then Donnie's just like, "Phone's ringing, dude." He's like, "Thank you, Donnie."
Mm-hmm. So that time he walks away. Wherever the fuck it is. Mm-hmm. Outside, I don't know.
Also, he's the one that notices that Donnie's down.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Donnie is real. A side note on Donnie, though. For some reason, watching the movie this time, I noticed two things that I'd never noticed before. First time they showed Donnie rolling, I realized he doesn't have Donnie written on his bowling shirt.
Oh, yeah.
The entire movie, he's got some other name on that shirt. He wears the same one twice, but it never says Donnie, which I thought was weird.
Also, tidbit that I found out, I haven't seen Fargo, but apparently he was in Fargo, and that's why they tell him to shut the fuck up all the time, because Donnie doesn't, or his character doesn't stop talking.
He really doesn't.
So that's kind of where that whole thing came from. At least that's what it says on IMDb.
I don't know if that's that dirty ass glass or the drink, but fuck, that's awful.
Probably that dirty ass glass.
We'll chalk up to that. Fuck, I should have done a brown option.
Bit rich.
I also noticed that the only time Donnie doesn't throw a strike is where he dies. Every other time they show him, he's throwing a strike, and he throws just the one pin left, and he's kind of like.
And then, like when he sits down, his arm's hurting.
Yep.
I don't know if that's maybe like
about to have a heart attack.
Coming heart attack.
Yep.
Also, the dude never bowls at all in the entire movie. Not once does he bowl.
Weird. Just Donnie? Does Walter bowl?
Walter bowls. Walter bowls. Donnie does, but the dude does not at all. Not once.
Interesting.
We need to know if he's that good.
That's true. Maybe Donnie carried the team, right? He's just constantly throwing strikes until he has a heart attack. This also, in accordance with being the most popular movie that we've ever done, might be the most quotable movie.
Struck out on life. It's really late, I know, but still.
It's a baseball channel.
I know. Anyway, continue.
This might be the most quotable movie that we've ever done. You see what happens?
When you fuck a stranger in the ass.
See what happens, Larry?
You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass? That's what happens. You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens, Larry? Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
And then there are a couple that was within the first couple minutes. He says, "You see what happens," and that comes back later. And he also says, "Market dude," which comes back later. Market zero dude. It really tied to the room together, which now that we are missing the rug, it really did tie the frame together, you know?
I'm not really missing it, by the way, so those who are concerned, genuinely, it's still here.
Giving away the secrets, man. Killing the movie magic. Let's see. This is not Nom. This is bowling. There are rules. Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here.
That whole scene, I was surprised that, like, him jostling around the entire time in the limo, he does not spill once until he gets shoved. At some point, I thought it was a fake glass.
That's what I was wondering too. If they had like a more like sludgy mix in there, so it wouldn't spill. But no, I think he's just that committed. Jeff Bridges, that committed.
Can you believe it?
And speaking of Jeff Bridges, you might as well go through the cast because it is a whopper, or should I say, it's an in and out.
Which also I found out. You put that in there because John Goodman was in an In-N-Out commercial.
Shut that phone.
Nope. True.
Facts. Fun facts.
Let's look these up.
So Jeff Bridges plays the titular character, Jeff Lebowski.
Is that like a common thing? People like play their own first name typically in their characters? Because I'm noticing that on certain movies.
You know, I don't know. There are definitely certain actors that I notice play their character more often. Fucking, who was it?
The guy in Sunny. Sunny plays
Charlie a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like there's another actor who always has his first name, and it's someone who's like a kind of a meathead, so I think they have to call him that.
So it doesn't get confused.
I can only assume that John Cena only ever plays with the name John.
He's the All-American John. John Smith.
I can't prove it, but you know. I feel like Tom Cruise always plays people named Tom, even though I know that's false because he plays Jack Reacher and Jack whatever. But it's other people I've noticed the same situation. You've got John Goodman.
Really?
I tell you what,
how many Jeffs are we gonna have in this?
This thing's really hitting me strong, man. You've got John Goodman, who plays Walter Sobchak. You have Donnie by Steve Buscemi with them googly eyes.
Do they ever say his last name?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I never caught it.
During the eulogy, they might, but it's not as fun as Sobchak, and they don't say it as much as Lebowski. So you've got Maud, who is played by
Julie Moore.
Thank you. Sam Elliott does show up as, I guess we'll just call him Voice of God, even though he was on screen. Tara Reid's in it.
Crush, but now she's kind of gross.
Yeah.
I heard her stomach looks like face. I don't know. Gross.
You got Philip Seymour Hoffman, who plays Lebowski's like assistant. Tons and tons and tons of good people.
John Turturro.
Yep,
as the Jesus.
The Jesus. Kid fucker.
You've also a petter ass.
He's a petter ass. Who is it? Peter. I can't remember his name, and I always want to say Skarsgård, but it's not him. It's a different.
Oh, you're talking about the German dude?
Yeah, the nihilist. Flea is also in that little band of nihilists.
Oh, that's why I wanted to say he looked like Flula, but I was like, no. He looked familiar, but
I think one of the strongest parts of this movie, and Coen movies in general, is that is a ton of famous actors and people, but you only see them as their character.
Were they really famous at the time, though?
Oh, yeah. Definitely John Goodman and Jeff Bridges, for sure. I believe Julia Moore would have been. Sam Elliott definitely would have been. But even now, like watching it in 2018 now, I don't see Jeff Bridges and John Goodman as super shiny. I see Walter Donny and the dude. Yeah, I think the Coen brothers are really good at picking actors who can pull different performances to help kind of immerse themselves and separate from the actual actor. Yeah. A lot of other movies, it's just like, oh, that's Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill being funny together, which there's no problem with that, but that's all you've seen, man. I couldn't even tell you the name of their characters.
Because you know them as their real names, not the actual. Yeah, well, I can see that. Because their characters have more significance maybe, and they matter, whereas just in other movies they are who they are because they're famous, not because they are the character.
And I think they did a really good job, like wardrobe wise, to do small things where it's not super like in your face and noticeable, like they're changing the way they look, but it's enough to where that's not how you normally see them. So having like the goatee and always having the robe and the pajama pants, or Walter having his vest and his yellow sunglasses. There's enough on there to differentiate, which I think they're really good at. And not only do they do that to the characters, but they're really good about doing that with the sets themselves. It doesn't, for a movie that takes place in LA, it doesn't look like what most LA locations look like in a movie now.
As a matter of fact, I forget that it takes place in LA.
It's really gritty. Like,
only the reason why I remember it was in California is because there's Ralph's, which when I was in California, I've been there a couple times. Kind of an interesting place. And then the In-N-Out Burger. And then I suppose maybe the porn industry being over there, but I really don't know how it could be in that. But
it makes me miss when movies were made to look a bit grungier. I mean, they still make grungy looking movies, don't get me wrong, but they don't, not when they're in LA and like Hollywood and in places like that. It always looks way too clean and way too like, we're progressive and in the future, whereas this movie took place in the 90s, but it looks like it's from the 70s almost, with like the decor, and when they're in that dining area where he freaks out about his coffee, like the people that are just sitting around there, the people at the bowling alley, look like actual people that I've seen before.
Was it supposed to feel like it was taking place in the past?
No, they specifically say that it's the early 90s. That's something that I think goes a long way into, again, movies are all about escapism and making you suspend your disbelief. Because a lot of this weird shit happens in this movie, but they do a good enough job of grounding it. Exactly. Getting characters, getting the world to feel like an actual place, which all the best movies do, which is something I want to get back to later as to whether or not this is a good movie. It is a weird movie, though, for sure.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of strange things that happen.
And it's kind of the premise of the whole film in itself, because as it goes on, there's more complicated issues to the story going on, and then the movie itself plays that out.
New information has come to light.
Yep.
That you weren't, like, privy to, man.
I've got information, man.
All the characters are weird in their own way. Donnie is kind of like a pushover who can't really follow along a lot of times.
He's like the third wheel, hanging out with like two that are in a relationship, but it's like two bros, and then there's just the guy who's just Yeah, hey.
He reminds me of what it would be if he was like Walter's younger brother. They just always hung out because he didn't have his own friends.
Right.
You've got Maud, who is a artist who's super weird, and she talks with that weird pronunciation.
What's the aristocrat? No.
Kind of, yeah. Rich. Which she technically has all the money. She runs the organization. Which I think is a plot twist. I always forget that.
I feel like she's got some sort of undercover shit going on all the time just because she knows the doctor.
She's connected.
Yeah.
She's 100% connected. And she, I don't know why she decided that the dude had the proper sperm for what she wanted, but...
Do you like sex, Mr. Lebowski? What?
Coitus.
Do you like sex? Oh, coitus, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I like his reactions to everything. That movie is so good.
They're genuine.
It's similar to what we were talking about with Gary King and how he responds to questions with answers that people aren't looking for.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of the same, but in a different route, obviously. I do also like when she comes up. My work has been stated as being very vaginal, and it makes men uncomfortable. Does that make you uncomfortable, Mr. Lebowski?
Vagina. Whereas you say, cock, dick, Johnson.
The writing in the movie is spot on, which is another thing similar to I feel like we talk about a lot of the same stuff on these episodes, but The Office seems really improv, but every single line is written. Even like they talk about how they even write in like the size and the look to the camera and things like that. The Coen brothers are known to be very similar. Definitely not.
Oh, no, it's different brothers.
Different brothers. Okay. Coen brothers did. They did this. They did Fargo. They did. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I watched those on VHS.
They did a movie that you will be seeing at some point all the way through. No Country for Old Men.
No.
Every movie minus the Lady Killers that they've done has been pretty much widely regarded as good.
That Lady Killers was fun. It was good in its own respect. It was also very strange.
It was. I've only seen it once, and I was way younger, and I like Tom Hanks, so I watched the whole thing, but I was just... Anything that you would like to go into?
Just all the tidbits of this movie that I really like. Like, what was the main issue? It started off with a dude pissing on a rug. I mean, you could say it was mistaking the wrong guy, but I mean, that could have been like, you mistake the wrong guy, then they leave and no big deal. But it all started with a dude pissing on a rug.
Which he absolutely didn't have to do.
And if he hadn't done that, then it would have just ended right there. But it had to have that little moment, and then it just started to build up on itself, and I enjoyed that. It was just a small little insignificant thing that shouldn't have mattered, but it escalated into this dude's basically life-altering situation.
It seemed to me like this movie, I suppose if you analyze it enough, you can figure out the 3 acts to it. But to me, it doesn't seem like it follows the normal like movie structure where meet guy has issue, guy fixes issue. It was meet guy, something weird happens, something weird happens, something weird happens, something weird happens, end. Like nothing really seemed to get all that resolved other than she just came home on her own.
I feel like there's a couple parts of the movie that maybe didn't have to exist, but did. Like the fight scene between the Germans. Like when they came back to try and get the money from them again. Like,
had to happen. Since we're dying guys.
Yeah, I guess, but still, like,
I
felt a bit out of place.
I was thinking the same thing, but I was thinking more the whole section after he leaves the party with the porn producer where he's on drugs and gets taken in by the Malibu police chief. Yeah. I don't think that added to anything in the movie. Like, they didn't learn anything from it. Nothing happened.
I felt like it was just a reiteration of telling him he's a homeless bum.
Yeah,
basically.
Which he's technically not.
Yeah, no.
He is a homed bum.
Can we talk about his landlord for a moment? Easily the strangest guy I've ever seen in a film. Just with, like, how he acts.
He's definitely a weirdo. I like his little, like, walkway, like...
Hey, man. Rent's due. Slide into the door. I don't think you could be a landlord being that much of a pushover.
He is, though, apparently. From what I understand, a lot of the characters in this movie were based off of people that the Coens had actually met, which makes me think LA is just the weirdest place. It makes sense with the amount of people we have living there and how they all are a bit self-absorbed
weirdos.
Yeah. To be fair, there's probably weirdos everywhere, but...
I wrote a couple facts on here, by the way. The man apparently is said 147 times in this film.
Which I do plan on breaking into review, man.
Dude is said 161 times throughout the film. 9 White Russians were drank, and of course, fuck being said 292 times throughout this film.
Fuck me, man.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy, dude.
So, the dude minds. It's a Russian on stand. Man.
Also, the dude abides. One we forgot earlier. It seems like, it is a cohesive story for the most part. Like everything logically follows, and they go piece by piece. And every time you got a new bit of information, it took him somewhere, or someone would call to him, and you have to go there. But it does seem kind of like just a collection of scenes.
Yeah,
in some respects,
like a bunch of shorts put together.
Like the car crash scene that he's in. I don't know what purpose it really serves, other than it was just funny. The first time I saw it, I died into that dumpster. It just tries to throw the roach out, puts the beer on, and then just first time I saw it, I didn't expect him to hit the dumpster and just his car launch up, and I died laughing. It's still one of my favorite scenes. But I don't know what the purpose of it was. Like, I don't think he learned anything from it, other than he was paranoid because he thought he was being followed by that bug again. And that fucking car takes a beating. Walter accidentally shoots it with the Uzi.
It gets crashed probably again.
It gets soiled, smashed by a crowbar.
Lit on fire, finally dies.
And they did it, man. They finally killed my fucking car. I like how he is, for the most part, very zen about things. But even by the end of it, he's starting to lose his cool. But even when he loses his cool, he's still only at like a medium level of anger.
He's still mild.
It's just like, my fucking car, man. I think the angriest he gets is when he calls Walter an asshole on the phone, tells him to go fuck himself. And then he's like, yeah, I'll be at practice.
He's just, the thing about it though, is when he gets upset, he always has to reassure it with, like, he's cool, kind of like, yeah, man, just stop, man. Like, he chills it back. Like, he's not trying to dial up the issues.
And he gets flustered, and then he's just like, you know what, fuck it. Which he does with the Mr. Lebowski on their first conversation, where he's yelling at him about being a bum and wanting a handout. Which, fuck that guy.
Yeah, no.
He's a real piece of shit.
Right.
The thing with Walter that I love is so first off, when he's saying anything, it's hilarious. But even when he's not saying anything, it's almost funnier. So there's two specific things that, no matter how many times I see them, will make me laugh. And the first one is when they're in the car after he pulls the gun, and he's like, over the line, am I the only one who gives a shit about the rules around here? They're sitting in the car, and he's just kind of looking around, and the dude's telling him to chill, and he's like, I'm calm.
You're the one who's freaking out. I'm calm.
Calmer than you are, dude. And he's just like looking up over his glasses in the rear view as the cops are back there. And then later, when the Jesus comes up to him and starts yelling about how he's gonna fuck him on Wednesday, he's just again looking up over the glasses, like real unimpressed at him, waiting for him to finish talking. He walks away and just kind of rolls his eyes and goes back to whatever the fuck he was saying. It's my favorite thing in the world. I meme the fuck out of that. It's the best.
Great scene.
And those two's chemistry really the main piece of that movie. Like, it doesn't matter the story, honestly. It could have been anything as long as those two are involved in some sort of hijinks. It would have been fun. Those guys, they nailed it.
Good chemistry. Good. I will say one thing that I thought was kind of funny is that they acknowledged that porn doesn't have a story. When I was talking to Maud, and he's can you guess what happened to the story? I don't know. Did he fix the cable? Dude stammering also is one of the things I really enjoy throughout this film. Like when he's in the limo and he just gets kind of caught up in his lies. Like and you know like it just I got information, man. Like you don't know what's going on. It's a lot more complicated than you think.
There is. It's crazy that he's able to do that too. Because again, with how strict they are about getting their scenes. Another thing Jeff Bridges, I've watched some interviews where he's talking about it. He's talking like, yeah, they would meticulously write it, every stutter and stammer, and then I would have to say them, and then after we got it, they'd be like, okay, now do what you want. So you never know how much of that is actually written by them and how much of that is him just kind of freeballing it. Like they said, he did not take a whole lot of direction. Like it just wasn't necessary. The only thing he'd go up to him and ask him is, he's like, do you think the dude smoked up before he came here? And if they said yes, he'd just like rub his eyes real hard for like 2 minutes to get him red.
I didn't hear about that actually.
If that's not the perfect actor for the role, I don't know what is. There's very few moments in movies that I can think of where no one else could have played that role, and that's one of them. Mm-hmm. Like if you flip him and Jeff Goodman around, I don't know if it works as well. God damn it, I keep saying Jeff Goodman. If you flip him and John Goodman around, I don't think it works as well. I think it's Goodman's build is just...
It's good for the vet.
Yeah.
And then Jeff Bridges just kind of has that, with the long hair and goatee combination, he has that lackadaisical style about him. I think if he had any sort of different look about him, I don't think it would have fit.
And he's more pear-shaped, where like his... kind of widens up around the hip area, which makes him look a bit more like dopey. Mm-hmm. And Goodman is more like used to be a high school linebacker build, where he's like really top heavy. And I am glad that at the end he does finally get to fuck some people up, because the whole movie he's just yelling about
on edge.
It gets to the point where you think he's kind of full of shit, talking about how people are amateurs and like he can do this and that, and you finally get to see the nom come out. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I even wonder if he was actually in nom.
Right. He's just pulling the card.
I assume he is, otherwise someone probably would have called him out on it, especially like he's got the dog tags on, which this is another one of those two things that I didn't pick up on until this watch. He's got his dog tags and he's got a wedding ring on his dog tags, and those are the two things that he can't let go. Nom and his ex-wife.
You're always living in the past, man.
He is. Yep. He takes care of her dog when she goes on to Hawaii. Yeah.
By the way, they say it's a Pomeranian, but I'm pretty sure it's a Yorkie. It's a Pomeranian with those tiny little fluffy dogs.
I was thinking of Corey when you said that. I don't know enough about dog breeds, so I'm just gonna let you take control of that.
Yeah, no. Dogs got fucking papers, man. Why don't you just board it? Dogs got fucking papers, man.
And it's also weird that another aspect of him not letting his wife go, he's clearly got some issues. He has not unconverted from being Jewish, which is something that he did for that marriage.
What was that Saturday thing called?
Shabbos.
He doesn't roll on the Shabbos, dude!
I forgot where I was going with that after I yelled, honestly. But I loved how he's such a relatable character, because you know people in your life that will, whether it's from like work or your friends group or just random people that you meet, that will give you all the advice in the world, but
not follow their own advice.
Yeah, he's like not the person that he clearly doesn't have his life in order. He keeps saying, fuck it, dude, let's go bowling. Like, that doesn't matter, let's get over it. But he's still stuck on his wife. He's still stuck on being goddamn now.
He didn't have my friend's lie face down in the mug.
I'm saying I'm drinking my
I'm finishing this coffee.
This whole thing is just going to be us saying quotes. So hopefully you folks have watched it, otherwise we're going to look crazy.
You said it was quotable.
It really is.
I just watched it yesterday.
I am torn between this and Tropic Thunder as like the most quotable things in the world.
I haven't seen Tropic Thunder enough to have it quotable, honestly.
Oh, you get me and Luke in a room, and we're drunk, and we bring up the topic of Tropic Thunder, and you will hear the whole movie. It's so good. And this is a movie that I think is better watched with a group of people that know it. Like how when we went to go see The Room at the Fleur Cinema.
Yep,
This would be another really good movie to do that with.
I want to say it's probably the best setting to see that movie in.
Yep,
it wasn't near as awkward.
No, yeah, when everyone's like saying the lines and throwing the spoons.
Yep.
It was good. I would much rather see this movie though because it's actually good.
Sorry, Tommy Wiseau.
It was fun, but I would never. I don't think I ever want to see The Room again. Honestly, I've seen it now.
If I did, I'd see it in the same setting, but I don't foresee that happening. So.
Yeah, I'm glad I never fully saw the thing until I was in that setting. It was the point where I'd seen the clips, so I knew the parts, the gist. But I never if I had just tried to sit through that at home, I never would have got to that fucking movie at all. And I think part of why this works so well in a group setting would be the quotes themselves, but just his being is really infectious to the point where obviously they've made a actual religion, Dudism, based after the dude. Oh yeah, it was founded. I was looking it up earlier. It was founded in 2005. I don't know if it's recognized as an actual religion, but there are like thousands of people who are registered Dudism followers. I'm gonna look up to make sure I'm saying that right, but I'm pretty sure it is. And honestly, not a bad example to follow, I guess.
It's pretty chill from what it sounds like.
He's kind of maybe not super successful.
It's logo and everything.
Yeah, it's the Da Vinci's man, but he's the dude with the white Russian. And he has some good aspects of his personality, like being chill and just want people to like calm down. But then he's also kind of got the downside of Big Lebowski. He's right; he's kind of a bum.
We never find a job. Are you employed?
Does he? I don't know. We never find out. I assume not.
He just dodges the question,
which I don't understand how he got his apartment, how he ever pays for it. What does he do? He was a roadie for Metallica for a while, who apparently are assholes. But the rest of him, I think, is good. Also, I like that their symbol is also a yin-yang, but instead of two circles on each side, it's the bowling pin or the bowling ball. The bowling fingers. I do think that sometime we should go bowling and drink White Russians. I will probably not do that, honestly, because I really don't like this drink. But it was like that time we went to Perfect Games and I got hammered because they kept, serving us in the lanes, which is...
I don't know if I was there for that.
It would have been like me, you and Luke, and maybe Logan. We were going to go laser tag. So we went to All Play, but they had just closed down.
Yep.
So we went up to Perfect Games. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, yep.
That was the first time I
remember that.
It was the first time I ever realized that it's possible to go bowling and have people bring drinks to the lane for you.
Yep. They have good pizza too.
Cool.
Sponsor us.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling. And then, so, let me look it up real quick. Go ahead and talk about something you want to talk about. It might take me a second to find this. Not to put you on the spot or anything.
I mean, we can go into the end bits.
Okay, yeah, I mean...
My favorite scene. I'll start with that one.
Yep.
Easily my favorite scene.
Go ahead. What the fuck moment comes first?
We're doing that. What the fuck moment then? The dude's shoes.
His jellies?
Yes, fucking jellies. The whole time I'm like, those are girl shoes, right?
I think so.
It's just, I can't, they always take me for a loop, because I always figured he's wearing like slippers or flip-flops, but no, they're fucking clear glitter slippers.
He does still own those, by the way.
Oh, why?
He was on an episode of Conan and he brought those, and he's like, I still own them, man.
Of course he did.
My what the fuck moment will be the Malibu Police Chief scene, just because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck, why is this necessary, why is this in here? Other than that, like, I found this movie really hard to like pick a what the fuck moment. The whole thing is so weird that nothing stands out to me as like really strange, and there's nothing in it that is like really bad, which would be my other go-to of what the fuck, like, this is awful. This was the toughest one for me to pick so far, and that was the only thing I could think of that I would completely get rid of the movie is the Malibu Police Chief.
Yeah.
By the way, I did look it up. March 6th is the annual sacred high holy day of Dudism, known as the Day of the Dude. So on March 6th, bookmark it, we should go bowling, and we should go to the shooting range.
I agree, if it's not fucking snowing.
Well, that's true. I mean, you never know. It's about a month out, so
mid-February.
I'll have to...
Almost 10 inches of snow.
I'll have to make sure to take it off. It'll be a Tuesday. Tuesday.
Do that.
Let's see. What was your favorite scene?
Favorite scene? When they're dumping Donnie's ashes. I lose my shit every fucking time.
Donnie was a good bowler and a good man. He was one of us. He was a man who loved the outdoors and bowling. And as a surfer, he explored the beaches of Southern California from La Jolla to Leo Carrillo and up to Pismo. He died as so many young men of his generation before his time. In your wisdom, Lord, you took him. As you took so many bright, flowering young men at Quezon, at Londoc, at Hill 364. These young men gave their lives. So did Donnie. Donnie who loved bowling. And so, Theodore Donald Karabatsas, in accordance with what we think your dying wishes might well have been, we commit your final mortal remains to the bosom of the Pacific Ocean, which you loved so well. Good night, sweet prince. Oh shit, dude, I'm sorry.
He just shakes.
The Folgers
and the whole thing just starts blowing right in the dude's face, and he just stands there just like, fuck. And then John is like, oh man. And he turns, oh shit, dude. And starts, I'm sorry, man.
It's fucking,
like, what the fuck,
you're
man?
A fucking asshole, Walter. It's so sad but so funny.
Mm-hmm.
That was in one of my favorite scenes. I didn't know what to do. There's so many good ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got 3 that I wrote down as kind of like the ones that I was going to pick from.
Mm-hmm.
Spreading the Ashes, definitely one of them. The other one was nailing down the board.
Oh god, yes.
So after his home is broken into the second time, or the third time, it's one of those times, he decides enough is enough. So he's on the phone and he's nailing down this piece of wood, and he's got like 18 nails in it. And then he walks over and takes a chair, and you realize that he's doing it so the chair can't move, and he props it up under the doorknob, so he's got the backrest there and the feet down against the board. And like 2 seconds later, they pull the door open. It's not a push door.
And then later he trips over that same board.
But I don't know if it's that or if it's Jesus. I think it might be Jesus. Fucking when he first shows up and he's got his little cocaine nail, and he looks at the ball and he throws a strike and he starts doing the dance, and the whole time they're playing Hotel California but in Spanish. The whole thing is magic. It's between those two, but I think I might lean towards the nail because it's that in itself might be one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a movie. Like, it doesn't have to be, it could be in any movie and that'd be hilarious.
The whole effort of doing that just for it to fail.
And then it came back later, which was so good. Who's your MVP?
My MVP, I wanted to go with the easy one, saying Walter, but I figured being your probably pick, I picked the amount of times they say fuck. Like, that's an achievement. In order to put it that many times in your film, like, I don't know how many words per minute they said it was, but like, fuck was said so many times. It's just, like I said, it's an achievement.
How many times was it again?
292 times.
I took the easy route. I went with fucking Walter Sobchak. Ever since the first time I saw this movie, that was my guy. Oh wow, it's not even in the top 10 of the most fucks in a movie, apparently.
I would imagine it would be a...
Damn. Well, number 1 is the movie Fuck, which is just a documentary about them saying fucking movies, so we gotta give it to him. Number 2 is Wolf of Wall Street, which is a super good movie. But until I'd heard about this movie a bunch until I'd actually seen it, and obviously everyone talks about the dude abides and things like that, and every time you see like a poster or a shirt, it's always the dude. Mm-hmm. But Walter stole my heart. That man is the funniest character in any movie bar none. It's his facials, it's his line delivery, it's his physical presence. Everything he does is funny.
His personality is borderline childlike, but not.
He is.
Am I wrong?
Am I wrong? He is not someone I would ever want to be friends with, but he's 100% someone I would follow on Facebook and YouTube.
I'd hang out with him a day or two. Yeah.
See, I would hang out with the dude. I just couldn't hang out with... Nothing good comes from hanging out with Walter Sobchak. He ruins things. He's an asshole. He's overbearing. He's just... He's his asshole. It's the only reason that they're still hanging out with him. Favorite character, maybe all time.
52.
Perfect. Perfect.
He does well.
I think that is it. I don't know that I missed anything in my notes, and we've gone over all of our end bits. So I think that's it. Next month, have we got the votes?
No. Actually, hopefully by the time this posts, I will have posted the voting. We've got about 4 different choices to do. I'm not sure how I wanted to do it. I wish Facebook would allow us to do more than 2 different choices. But I want to say one's like Manly March, March Madness, like Insane Crazy Movies,
Music March, I believe, which is
something like that.
Movies that have music in them, whether a really good soundtrack or it can be an actual musical, which is probably not going to be that.
No. That being said, cast your vote, share the vote, get more people involved if you so choose. I mean, if you feel so inclined, by all means. Otherwise, I'll spam it like I did before, just because, hey, more views, I personally am looking for feedback. Let us know how we're doing. I mean, that's all that I desire.
We like movies. We give a fuck what we watch. It's just nice if we can pick something that you guys want to watch, or maybe you haven't seen, and then you can watch this with us.
Exactly.
Join us. Be friends. Is there a way to do those 4 pictures and the one that gets liked the most, or
it's hard to do because then what happens is you post it and then they just put it in the comments instead of following the rules. Jordy. Anyway, yeah. So I'll post that up there. You guys let us know. After that, we'll kind of post what we feel would be a good movie to watch for whatever subject we decide to choose. So help us.
Yeah. Also, look forward in the coming weeks, hopefully not months, to upgrades.
Yes. Tax season is here.
Fuck yes. Get a better setup, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe some microphones. Yeah. And we are hoping at some point to maybe include a third person, a guest star, for a movie that they may be passionate about, just so we have a little bit of extra going on.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to do it with space, but
it'll be true. Oh, I mean, if we scoot it, it'll be tricky. We got the full width of the thing here.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that's that. That was the Big Lebowski.
You want to start doing a shout out on those things to people, or?
I mean, if someone actually does on it, sure. Why not?
I'm gonna just give a shout out to Luke.
Yeah,
because he's the one that introduced me to this movie. So we'll shout out Luke on that one.
Mine was Clint Peepers, my old manager from Subway. Well, actually, he was a manager at the time. He let me borrow it, and I watched it. That was great. It was back in 2006.
Stand-up guy.
Yeah. So also, I want to say at some point, Ben Neighbor. This man will be printing us some shirts at some point, and I figured I'd drop him a little thing because he may be doing some merch. It's on the table, but that's logistics. It's going to be a while.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it.
I know you're not, but yeah, just what you pay if you want a shirt. This man does shirts. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Cool. Well, hey, appreciate it if you've been this far.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
See you later.